Just so you can imagine how overwhelming the US naval power is, you can check how long it took 5 aircraft carriers to take down the entire Iraqi air defense systems in 2003. It took them under a week. After that...
Oh, why am I should not be laughing, right, my friends? Sorry, but it was fun the way a week. That's it. Yeah, a week. Today I will be reacting to 6 reasons why you shouldn't mess with the USA. Okay, this can be an interesting one, but before I go into that, let me ask you for one thing. If you can leave a like, thank you so much, my friend. This is the best way to show support. If you can subscribe, well, in that case, yeah, forget about it. You make my day. Have that in consideration. Now, link for the original video in my description. I love this type of videos, military stuff related with America, so let's play it.
Have you ever wondered why no one had attacked America, despite their interventions all across the world?
It's a great question.
There are at least 6 very persuasive arguments why no one dares mess with the US.
Okay.
Huge army. They say that size doesn't matter. But when it comes to the US Army, size is everything.
My wife agrees about the size of the military.
With a staggering 487,000 active duty soldiers and nearly 1.3 million total personnel, it's like an entire metropolitan mobilized for duty.
It's a lot of people.
Actually, most capitals in the world would have a smaller population than the US Army. This vast network of dedicated men and women forms the backbone of the Army's strength and capability. The US Army is the land-based unit tasked with defending the nation, safeguarding its interests, and promoting global security.
And to be honest, my friends, some real talk right now, all jokes aside, America has some of the best soldiers in the world. I know you guys also have amazing technology, and that helps a lot. But the American army is very well trained. I really believe in that. It's elite of elite, you know what I mean? I don't think any other country comes close.
Their responsibility extends beyond territorial borders, often involving humanitarian missions, peacekeeping efforts, and disaster relief operations. Their commitment to preserving peace and stability, both domestically and internationally, highlights the noble purpose behind their actions. In short, the US Army is like the world's toughest bouncer, keeping troublemakers at bay. Of course, there are far bigger armies in the world. The Chinese and Indian have superiority in numbers, but the...
So, my friends, this until very recently I was not aware that the Chinese army and the Indian army is actually bigger than the American one. But that does not matter that much, right? Because in terms of technology, they are worlds apart, you know. But it's an interesting fact, you know.
Efficient weaponry and professionalism give the US Army an edge over them. While both China and India predominantly rely on a conscript army, the US force is entirely professional. This means they are rigorously trained and involve soul-crushing exercises and an in-depth understanding of military tactics. Moreover, each soldier has to take an annual United States Army combat fitness test designed to check the readiness of all available personnel.
Wait, is this true? Every year? Wait, let's run that one back. I was not aware of this, my friends.
Soldier has understanding of military tactics. Moreover, each soldier has to take an annual United States Army combat fitness test designed to check the readiness of all available personnel.
So this makes the American military super ready because, you know, you guys know they are in shape. Okay, this is very interesting.
The ACFT is intended to represent movements on an active battlefield closely. It includes basic exercises like squats, deadlifts, power throws, push-ups, pull-ups, and a 2-mile run. Soldiers that fail the test are put under observation to meet the standards for the next test. That's why most US soldiers actually look like they can bench press an Abrams tank. Thankfully, the US Army has enough Abrams to go around. That's the main battle tank of the United States. About 5,000 M1 Abram tanks are used, while another 3,000 lay in storage, with some being dismantled for spare parts. Along with the tanks, the
Looks like a beast.
Army has 6,724 Bradley fighting vehicles, 4,466 Stryker armored personnel carriers, 600 armored combat support vehicles, and around 25,000.
These are the toys I had when I was a kid, that I had military stuff to play around. They are actually real, and they are in America, probably in Texas if I had to guess.
And mine-protected vehicles. And if that's not enough, the US Army has about 2,200 self-propelled artillery units, among which are 500 HIMARS systems. These bad boys were the game changer in the Russo-Ukraine war that's still raging on. As you can imagine, this doesn't come cheap. So if you're wondering why America has no universal healthcare, well, you needn't look any further than their military spending. The United States.
Wait, do you guys think this is true? Do you guys think if... I wonder how much would be to have, you know, the healthcare stuff, the free healthcare basically, right? I know this is a huge topic of debate probably in America. I don't know for sure my side on this one. I would say one thing. I love America and I like that you guys are number one when it comes to military. If you guys should be spending more or less, you know what? Tell me in the comments what you think, because frankly, I don't know.
States allocates around 15% of its entire spending on its military force. This accounts for $877 billion. 4 Elon Musks combined couldn't upkeep such a massive force.
To be honest, when we are talking about billions, 800 billion, I think is, at least for me, not sure if you guys relate to this, but it's very difficult to put in perspective how much money we are talking. I feel like, you know, I think goes a bit over our head. It's just so much money. It's so difficult to understand.
The US defense budget accounts for around 38% of the entire global military spending, and it's bigger than the next 10 countries combined. The second in this regard is China, with a $292 billion budget, while Russia is third with $86 billion. The US Army gets about...
See, this I don't get that very well, because the other day I was reacting to a similar video to this one, and ended up asking, do you guys think is a bigger threat China and Russia? And most people said Russia. I wonder why, because seems like China is investing more money than Russia, right? And I'm not Russian, by the way.
About $177 billion of the total budget, which would be the world's third best financed army, right after China. Of course, the huge and well-funded army is just the tip of the iceberg. After all, in a war, whoever controls the sky controls the battlefield.
Hell
of
yeah.
course, the US military doctrine knows this very well. Air Force. Few can rival the United States Air Force when it comes to military might. If you remember the Dumb Ways to Die song,
So many dumb ways to die.
this one would probably be right up there after Poke a Stick at a Grizzly Bear, though admit...
Okay. So one thing, my friends. I actually reacted to a lot of videos about the US military, specific about planes, and there is 2 or 3 planes that I really like in America. One, I know this is not the best in terms of technology, and you guys make fun because I really like this one, is the A10 Warthog or Warthog. I'm not actually sure, but I believe it's Warthog, right? Dude, that plane for me is insane. Of course, it's crazy. The other one that I really like is the B-2 bomber. That stuff is alien stuff. You know, to be honest, America have amazing planes. But if I had to pick 2, B-2 bomber and the A-10 Warthog, do you guys think are good choices? I really love both. Completely different scenarios, of course, but for completely different scenarios. But you guys get the point, right?
Admittedly, you have a chance against a grizzly. That's more than could be said when you mess up with the US Air Force.
Yeah, no
with
chance.
over 330,000 active duty personnel and a vast number in reserves, this military branch is a formidable powerhouse on its own. They have a level of organization and discipline that allows them to execute complex operations with precision and efficiency. The numbers, as always, are meaningless without the equipment, and the US Air Force equipment is the best in the world. With over 5,200 military aircraft, the US has the largest aerial armada in history. The bulk comprises the F-Series fighter jets, 1,511 units, or 29% of all Air Force. The most common fighter jet in the US Army is the F-16C. Still, the rock star of the show is the F-22A Raptor. This fearsome machinery
Wait, the F-22 is better than the F-16? I thought it was the opposite. Oh, I guess I'm messing. Okay, never mind. But the F-16 is also amazing. Oh boy, the F-22. I may have reacted. Maybe I'm messing both in my, Okay.
could make even the bravest soldier cry like a little girl. Its technology is so advanced that some experts with tinfoil head attire will suggest that the aliens are behind this design. Or why not the five-dimensional lizards who control the world? Still, looking at the Raptor's capabilities, they might be onto something. After all, the F-22A has the ability to supercruise, meaning it can sustain supersonic speeds without the need for afterburners. This capability allows the aircraft to cover long distances quickly while conserving fuel. Moreover, the jet is equipped with state-of-the-art avionics systems, including advanced radar, sensors, and electronic warfare systems. These technologies provide the pilot with comprehensive situational awareness and enable effective engagement of multiple targets simultaneously. And since that's not enough of an advantage, the F-22A Raptor is practically invisible. Its design
Stealth also. Oh my god. What? The F-16 cannot do that, right? The stealth part. Okay, actually, I'm thinking. Now I'm remember reacting to this plane. Oh yeah, this is insane.
incorporates stealth technology, making it difficult to detect by enemy radar systems. Its shape, materials, and coatings help reduce its radar signature, allowing it to operate deep within hostile airspace with reduced risk of detection. Detecting one of these bad boys is like detecting a bee from 100 miles, easy peasy. The F-22A Raptor is like a flying army on its own. It has an impressive arsenal of air-to-air and air-to-ground weapons. The jet carries internally stored
Let's be real, that's insane, right?
missiles, such as the AIM-9X Sidewinder and A-120 AMRAAM, as well as precision-guided bombs and air-to-surface missiles. Its weapon systems are integrated with its advanced
So basically can do everything. It's crazy. My camera, by the way, is going also crazy and I don't know why, but let's continue.
sensor suite, enabling precise targeting and engagement. As if that's not terrifying enough, the US Air Force also has a fleet of 152 bombers.
Oh boy.
19 of them are the strategic B-2 Spirit bombers, each one costing about $2 billion. These expensive beauties have low observable characteristics.
You know what, the F-22 may have alien technology, not gonna lie, but this one 100% is alien technology. Come on, you cannot look at this plane and think this is human technology. No chance. No chance. I mean, love America, but you guys have some aliens working for the military, 100%.
That extend beyond their radar signature. It also minimizes its infrared, acoustic, electromagnetic, and visual signatures, further enhancing its survival.
To be honest, it's kind of beautiful.
survivability and reducing the enemy's ability to detect and target it. In simple terms, the B-2 is practically invisible, and you thought the Spirit nickname was just for show. The B-2 is designed with advanced stealth features that significantly reduce its radar signature. Its sleek shape, composite materials, and special coatings enable it to penetrate deep into enemy territory undetected, making it extremely difficult to track and engage with air defense systems. To add insult to injury, the B-2 has an exceptional range of over 6,000 nautical miles, 11,000 kilometers, without refueling, allowing it to strike targets located deep within enemy territory. This long-range capability enables the bomber to conduct missions globally without needing forward basing or extensive aerial refueling support. To top it all off, the B-2 is equipped with advanced defense systems, including radar warning receivers, infrared countermeasures, and a defensive management system. These capabilities help protect the bomber against enemy threats, enhancing its survivability in hostile environments. As you can imagine, these gadgets
They are expensive, I know, but I really hope you guys do not leave NATO. Or I may have to go to America.
cost money, and the Air Force is handsomely compensated. For 2023, the budget of this branch of the military is approximately $194 billion. Well, to be honest, this includes the Space Force, and they do work on some seriously top secret stuff. So, who knows? Death lasers from space next year, perhaps? Are you scared yet? Don't be silly. We still haven't told you about the most terrifying aspects of the US military. Now go change your
Oh no, oh my god, here it comes. The ships. This is probably the scariest thing America have, is all the aircraft carriers and stuff like that. Would you guys agree with me? Can we agree, my friends? Oh boy, let's go.
pants and let's get right back to it.
Oh,
Navy.
Navy.
There have been some terrifying naval superiorities over the centuries. The Spanish Armada, the British Navy,
What about the Portuguese one?
and the Sea Turtles from
No, but seriously, we also at one point ended up being really good.
Finding Nemo. None of them, however, can come even close to the behemoth that is the US Navy.
Yeah.
The naval superiority of the United States Armed Forces is simply overwhelming. Not only can no other country compare, the entire world combined can't even come close to the sheer force and numbers of this colossal power. With 350,000 personnel and 485 vessels under their command, the US ensures nothing happens on the
You know what, my friends? One time, a genius, a modern genius, with a name, Fat Electrician, said, "Do not F with American boats." And this is a family-friendly channel. You find what the F word means. But yeah, do not mess with American boats. That's a really bad idea. Really, really bad.
high seas without their knowledge. Moreover, as they are determined
So, André, can we mess with the planes? Also no, but the boats, they may destroy your country.
to retain their superiority, the US Navy has ordered another 90 ships that are either in construction or being planned. When it comes to equipment, the US Navy doesn't rely on old dragon-headed Viking ships. No, they opt for a space-age technology infused into their massive force. With 11 aircraft carriers, the US Navy guarantees that its fleet will not only be dominant in the seas, but also in the sky. Just so you can imagine how overwhelming the US naval power is, you can check how long it took 5 aircraft carriers to take down the entire Iraqi air defense systems in 2003. It took them under a week. After that,
Oh, why I should not be laughing, right, my friends? Sorry, but it was fun. The way a week. That's it. Yeah, a week. Done. Bye. Yeah.
the war continued for merely 6 weeks before all major hostilities ended. Along with the carriers, the US Navy also boasts a massive fleet of 22 cruisers, 62 destroyers, 12 dock landing ships, 17 frigates, 4 guided missile submarines, 53 attack submarines, 9 amphibious assault ships, 2 amphibious command ships, 9 amphibious transport docks, 3 littoral combat ships, 13 mine countermeasure ships, and hundreds of other support ships. As you can imagine, this doesn't come cheap. And
Yeah, I know, but this is crazy.
naturally, the US Navy gets the lion's share of the defense budget. For 2023, the US Navy has $230 billion, which is almost as high as the entire Chinese military budget. Still,
To be honest, if
almost as
I have to
high
say this.
as the entire Chinese
They spend a lot in masks, so they have like 10 billion just for masks. You have to understand that.
military budget.
What a great joke, André. Sorry, that was bad.
Still, these ships are not the most terrifying thing about the Navy. This honor goes to one of the deadliest special forces in the world, Navy SEAL Team 6. To become part of this team, you have to literally go through torture, as the recruiting process consists of sleep deprivation, hypothermia resistance, electric shocks, waterboarding, mental torture, and of course, rigorous physical exercises.
Wait, is really that difficult? I mean, I believe it, but is more difficult than other positions in the American military by a large margin, or I don't know.
Unsurprisingly, there are more deaths during the recruitment process than during missions in this team. As you can
Holy, okay. I'm laughing, but the contest, okay? That's crazy.
see, the Navy is not just a bunch of sailors armed with rubber ducks and water pistols. These highly trained professionals eat, sleep, and breathe the sea. So naturally, they are experts at hosting elaborate sink-your-own-battleship parties. Furthermore, the Navy's primary goal is to protect the interests of the United States and ensure the free flow of goods and services across the world's oceans. They are the guardians of the seas, the maritime superheroes who keep pirates, smugglers, and giant sea monsters at bay. No wonder you haven't heard Liam Neeson shouting to release the Kraken. The Kraken is scared. And how can it be otherwise when 1/3 of the US
Spoiler alert, American controls the Kraken.
nuclear triad is cruising the seas, and another is flying menacingly over its head? As for the third one, well, let's find out. ICBMs.
What the hell is ICBMs?
The third part of the nuclear triad is the land-based intercontinental ballistic missiles. Those are positioned all across the United States and can reach every city in the world. So don't worry, you are just one red button push away from being obliterated. Well, not exactly.
Any city in the world? Is this true, my friends? Well, thank God America are the good guys, right? But Russia and China also have this technology available. A button and that's it. That's not great.
Exactly. The entire launch process is much more complicated and secretive. Still, there is certainly not one giant red button in the Oval Office that sends all the nukes to wherever Joe Biden said in a dementia episode. The US land-based nuclear warheads are currently mounted on a $7 million LGM-30 Minuteman III. The US has 400 of these bad boys spread all across America. Another 14
Wait. Okay, if Joe Biden presses the red button, that's not enough, right? Maybe there is other people that have... No, but he is the number one. But that's crazy. That I think at least there should be 10 guys that approve this, If 4 say no, 6 yes, okay, but the opposite should not. You know what I mean? Because trusting just one person is a bit crazy.
Nuclear warheads are deep
Are you trusting Putin? No chance, right?
under the sea, carried by nuclear-capable Ohio-class Trident submarines. 5 are in the Atlantic, and 9 are in the Pacific. So there's no safe place on Earth if you think you've been left behind. The rest of the 1,365 operational warheads are placed on B-2 strategic bombers, ready to rain hell from the skies. The ICBMs, however, are rarely used. Those are for extreme cases. And thankfully, we haven't crossed this bridge yet. So, for now, the US forces predominantly use UGM-109 Tomahawk and UGM-84 Harpoon submarine-launched missiles when it comes to submarine warfare. Otherwise, the US Armed Forces have a range of deadly spears, such as the AIM-7 Sparrow air-to-air missile, AGM-114 Hellfire air-to-surface missile, MIM-104 Patriot surface-to-air missile, and the FGM-148 Javelin surface-to-surface missile, to name.
Did I understood everything? No. But there is a lot of missiles.
A few. And while each one of these deadly beauties costs a small fortune, they are highly effective due to one simple fact. They are part of the US Precision-Guided Munition Policy. Precision-Guided Munitions. If, despite all the firepower, nukes, and missiles, you're still deranged enough to think you can come on top in a war against the US, you're in for a treat. Not only do the US Armed Forces have a stockpile of munitions that can probably topple Everest, but most of their heavy weaponry uses precision-guided munitions, or PGMs. The smart bombs, as these ultra-modern death toys are called, are used in all US military branches and have one task and one task alone: to be precise. This means that they can hit a specific target based on one of a few options. For example, they can be GPS, infrared, or laser guided. These weapons are so effective that despite their high manufacturing price, they are worth every cent. For example, in the First Gulf War, PGMs comprised only 9% of the used weapons, yet accounted for about 75% of all successful hits. So naturally, after 1991, the US military invested heavily in developing and enhancing these weapons' capabilities. And if you think Skynet is behind this entire endeavor, waiting to destroy the world, the 6th reason why you shouldn't mess with the US will definitely not give you any peace of mind. Drones.
Well, okay, wait a second, my friends. This is a bit overwhelming. A couple of things, and I have a dumb question, but I have to ask this. Let's say Putin all of a sudden goes, yeah, I'm gonna send an atomic bomb to America. Let's hope that's not the case, of course, but let's say in a crazy scenario that happens. America have a way to stop that? Or when Putin presses the red button, it's already too late? Because if you look at what's going on in the Middle East with, I believe the word, the expression is Iron Dome, right? That is blocking all of the stuff. There is something like that, but for atomic stuff, or is that them, or is that completely impossible? Because that scares me a lot, you know. And no joke, if America had that technology, I may move to America. Because the world is so crazy that if there is a country that is immune to the worst case scenario, I think you should consider that, to be honest. No, I'm not joking, actually. I think this is something that scares me a lot. And if you live in Europe right now, the Russia's, movements are a bit scary. I saw that France and Germany are actually increasing their military budget, Poland the same, because there is a scenario that things can get really crazy. So who knows, right? But yeah, so now going back to drones, and I'm sorry for pausing so much, but this is the way I like to react. I really like to learn about this stuff. About drones. This is the new way of fighting, basically. again, going back to the Middle East, they are sending drones. Israel sends drones. Iran sends a drone, and they are doing this all over. And from what I understood, this is really cheap to build. The basic ones, probably the ones that America have, maybe not. But they are really difficult to stop. I'm sorry, not difficult, but they are expensive to stop. So basically, war is getting is really expensive because of this. The attack is quite cheaper than quite cheaper than the method of defense. Was my English good right there? I hope so, my friends. Let's continue.
If the Russo-Ukrainian war taught us something, it's that whoever has the most drones has the advantage. It's quite astounding seeing a $2 million rocket downing a $20,000 drone.
Dude, that's what I was trying to explain. Exactly that. It's crazy, right? I mean, this is getting drones are very problematic.
It's quite cost-effective. Thus, the force that has the most drones has the biggest advantage. Guess who has the most drones? Come on, I'll wait. Yes,
Portugal.
the US has at least 11,000 unmanned aircraft systems, better known as drones. Those are the mosquitoes of the battlefield, pesky, deadly, and tough to get rid of. While just several years back, the UASs were used entirely for surveillance, after the start of the War on Terror, the US has invested heavily in transforming them from a support tool to a prime weapon against the enemy. Obviously, messing with the United States Armed Forces is not a good idea.
I believe
But,
it.
on the other hand, maybe a quick presidential assassination will do the trick. After all, the NSA doesn't have the best record at keeping presidents alive. Still, you may find they upped their game quite a lot in the past few years.
It got a bit dark all of a sudden.
Just check out how the US president travels.
Okay, all the military. Sorry. No, this seems a great video actually. Okay, my friends, thank you so much for watching. This was amazing. I really enjoy this type of videos. If you also have fun, even though I know I post too much, sorry for that. But leave a like, can help the channel tremendous, and yeah, for you it's so easy, so why not? Another thing is, if you are a new member here, consider to subscribe. I have to say one thing. I was aware that I should not mess with America. Not me, of course. I mean, I'm a nobody. But I know how strong the US military is. But now I know even more. So thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next one. Bye.